Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday morning. Before I get started, if you like this video, please hit the like button. It helps out. Do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate that as well. I want to talk about several things. The alien UFO talk is still ramping up. I'll mention that a little bit. I won't spend a whole lot of time doing it. Mrs. Dawg, with some heat exhaustion yesterday, overdid it a bit. I'll go into that a little bit, and a warning there. Also, this story that has just captured all of media, this young lady that was abducted in Alabama, and now this morning it says that she has been found alive. I'm going to give you my take on that and the wider lesson, my big takeaway from it. I started to report on that last night, but the whole story just felt off to me. But also, I'll go into that in a minute. Also, I have a very good verse to share. This one is powerful, and I believe it's very encouraging. I think you will like it, so stay tuned for that. But first, two things. Mrs. Dawg, we went out, Saturday morning, kind of our routine. We go out in the yard. We try to knock some things out this time of the year when it's so hot, kind of early, before that heat really comes in and socks in. But I was cutting some grass this time. Yesterday, I was doing a lot on the rider, the section of the yard or the property that I can do with the rider more. So I was doing that. So I wasn't, doing the rider more is as laborious as the push more and all that kind of stuff when I do that part of the yard. Ms. Dawg was doing some weeding. She was also doing some harvesting. So she was doing some more labor work, intensive work. And she overdid it a bit and waited a little too long to take a break. And she's okay. It took her pretty much the rest of the day to start feeling normal again. She was dizzy, and she said she had pretty bad headaches. We got her cooled down. We got her drinking a lot. And I think she's pretty good now, but she overdid it just a bit, and it can sneak up on you so fast. I've experienced it as well, to where I start feeling a little wheezy. I start feeling a little dizzy and a little nauseous, and it happens so quick. So heat exhaustion, please take the breaks. Especially right now. I mean, we got heat waves going on in many parts of the country. So be extra careful. Take the breaks. Even though you're not feeling tired, go ahead and take them. Every 15 minutes if you have to. Okay. Aliens, UFOs. I saw a clip. Well, I watched a couple of clips, but this guy, Tim, and I know I harp on the government representatives, senators, how two-faced they are and all that. This guy, I have to give him props. This Tim Burchett from Tennessee. I think he's a congressman. But he is on, I forget the committee, but he's been on one of the committees that has been briefed on these whistleblowers that are coming forward about alien tech and all this kind of stuff. But he was given an interview to, I think it was News Nation, and they were asking him what he knows and all this kind of stuff. And he said, there's some things I can't talk about, but I can tell you that, yes, these whistleblowers are coming forward and all of this stuff. And the lady interviewing him said something about, do we need to be really afraid of this and all this? And he said, no, do not be afraid. And he said, towards the end of it, he got this in, and this is cool. He said, go out at night and look at the stars. The light from those stars left even before the time Christ walked this earth. That is the vastness of God's great universe. Now, this is coming from a man that has been briefed on all these things. He's got some inside knowledge, so doesn't sound like it's shaking his faith at all. So that was pretty cool. I thought that kind of stood out to me. Just wanted to share it. Okay, be extra on guard, out there. especially anybody really, but especially young females. If you are a mother with young children, definitely, my goodness, don't take your eyes off your kids. I mean, when you're out and about at a park, even in a safe place in a rural town that's deemed very safe. Doesn't matter where you are anymore, of course. If you have grandchildren and you are keeping them for the day, it's kind of easy to let your guard down for a moment. It only takes a moment. But it seems like, and it sounds like, and I know it's probably part of us is in the news more, but it seems like this trafficking, children, young women, young adult women, and probably even young adult males is increasing big time. And I know, and I believe that part of it could be from the influx we have coming from the South. And what I mean is bringing criminal elements in here. We know it does. Yes, there are good people coming in trying to work and have a better life. I don't blame them. But it's also bringing in evil, straight up evil to take advantage. So this is increasing. So we need to be extra vigilant, extra aware. Don't let your guard down. Now, this story out of Alabama, this young lady, 25 years old, near Hoover, Alabama. The story is she was traveling home from work or getting something to eat, something like that. This is like at 9 at night. This was several nights ago when it actually happened. But she called 911 to report that a toddler or child was walking along the side of the interstate. So she pulled over to check on this child and then also called a family member right after that to tell them what was going on and why she was late. The story is, and the traffic camera cam footage, it's hard to see because it's at night, but it does show her get out of the vehicle. It looks like she's looking for something, and then she just vanishes. She's gone. So there was a lot of speculation. Was she snatched? Was she abducted? Was somebody using this child as bait to lure somebody off the road and take advantage of them? Now, my first question was, if somebody's using a child, that's very possible. But if somebody using a toddler on the side of an interstate to lure somebody, what if a 60-year-old male pulled over? Were they going to snatch him? Maybe not do a thing and not care about the child. A lot of questions about this situation, this case. But that was the story, and that she vanished, and that's been several days. Now, I did see a story this morning when I got up that she has been found. She actually came home, knocked on the door, and said that somebody dropped her off and that she was back home. And then it also said that she was transported to a hospital to get further evaluation. Which I'm, number one, glad, happy to hear the lady is back home, that she is safe. It raises a lot of questions, like what happened. So, I mean, the number one thing is, yes, she's safe. So that is good. So that is a good ending. There's going to be a lot of speculation coming out on what really happened, so I won't go into all that. The big takeaway for me is that, number one, she's good. She's safe. Number two is it's an excellent reminder, no matter what happened in this situation, we have to be so extra aware out there. And it's a shame we have to do it. It really is, isn't it? But that's the world we live in. It's broken. It's sinful. It's evil. There's good out there too. There's a lot of good out there. We don't hear about it as much, but there is so much evil. And it seems like that is definitely ramping up and increasing. Keep an eye on your children, your grandchildren, yourselves. If you're a young lady, even older, and you're out by yourself, there's been two stories here locally, right here, very close actually to where we live. When I saw this morning, actually, that I saw when it's talking about the roads in the area that the two young males have disappeared. Now these, in this case, they were old, like not kids, but they were. I think one guy was, or both of them in their 30s, and male. So now there could be other reasons. They could have decided to just walk off for a while and go on their own. Who knows? But the local sheriff's office had put out some notices to, missing persons notice. So that's odd. That's odd. Now, one here and there, but two just here recently. And that's just what you hear about. I mean, what else is going on? So just be so aware of who's driving around your neighborhood too and looking, you know, especially if you have children. Gosh, I guess gone are the days, when we were growing up, we would think nothing of just walking to a neighbor's house, walking a neighborhood over from where we are, and just walk over or ride our bikes with no care in the world. That's gone forever, isn't it? Uh, at least in this world, at least on this earth for now. But yeah, just be so aware on that. And this human trafficking thing also, there's a lot of talk about that movie. It made me think about that movie, The Sound of Freedom. Now, we haven't seen it. A lot of y'all in the comments have talked about it and raved about it. We typically will wait till movies are where we can stream it and watch it that way at home. We rarely go to a theater. We haven't been, I can't remember what we saw at an actual movie theater. I don't even remember what it was, to tell you the truth. It's been so long ago. But it did make me think about that movie and what people have talked about and how politicized it is. I was listening to some videos about it and how the left is talking about how just criticizing it, and people that are more conservative or Christian are really liking it. And I haven't seen it, so on the face of it, I would think that anybody, no matter what your political affiliation is, would approve of a movie that highlights the trafficking problem, because obviously it's a problem. So that puzzles me, but then it just makes me think. I mean, it's just a further what is that a word? Is that a word? Politicization. I can't say it, but everything politicized so much. I mean, everything, no matter, like, even like the sports you watch, the clothes you wear, the places you go to eat, the cars you drive. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's sickening. It's sickening. Was it like that even 10 years ago? I don't know. I don't think so. I think social media is part of it. It's sad, really. It's sad. Why so political? I don't understand. And sometimes I find myself falling through a little bit to it, and thinking it, but I'm like, no, this shouldn't be. This should be common sense. Like, you know, what do y'all think? Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it. Share your thoughts on the story about the young lady in Alabama. What the heck is going on there? And that's about all I have right now. Again, oh yeah, the verse, I can't forget the verse. The verse is from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10, says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous man runs into it and is safe." Simple but powerful. The Lord is the strongest thing in existence. It's the strongest thing out there that's ever been created. Don't hesitate to run to him. Let's keep in prayer. Don't hesitate to run to him in good times, tough times, times of grief, tragic times, times of illness. Because if you do, according to his word, you will be strong for it. And I believe that. That is truth. Again, share your thoughts. Let's be safe. Be extra aware. God bless you. See you soon.